Confident and consistent is Stephen Cutler's advice to all Filipinos because he knows that we already have the skills and talent. We just need the world to notice it. So Steve, thank you for being here today. Yeah, and listening to your story this morning inspired us. So can you share with us your childhood story?
Well, I was born in the middle of the United States, and the value of that is that it's a very traditional and family-oriented area. The state of Missouri.
So what you want to be when you were a kid?
Well, when I was growing up, there were times that I wanted to be a medical doctor. There were times that I wanted to be a firefighter. But in the high school era, decided that I wanted to join a police department. And that's where I spent my college and learning about law enforcement. And then my final 2 years of college, I switched majors and went into political science. I wanted to learn how people think. I wanted to learn how people work and how the power structure works.
So during that time, who really inspired you?
Well, there were a lot of people that inspired me. My father inspired me, and my mother, great people. Dad did quite a bit of traveling around the world, and he would come back with stories. Of course, I was young and in school, so I didn't travel with him. He was doing business around the world. And he would come back with stories about the way things were done in other countries, and that was very, very interesting.
Did your parents let you do that path, or do you want you to do something different that time?
My father told me eventually when I was graduating from college, and he said, you know, when you first told me that this is kind of what you wanted to do, he says, I didn't like that idea at all. And then I studied it myself. And I realized that that was an honorable career, that it was something that you could really do. And when I looked at you and what that career needed, he said, I thought that's something that you can do, and you'll bring honor to the family and honor to yourself.
So during those times, what's really your vision, seeing yourself or your family?
I just wanted to make sure that I was able to provide a good residence for my family, a good living for my family, that we would be able to travel a little bit to see new things and to expand our horizons. That has changed. We're now being able to make a difference in the world as I have progressed in my life, why I decided to open up businesses and become an entrepreneur here in the Philippines, because that's been a real great experience being able to do that. It's going to work for a large company or going to work for the government is good, but I wanted a different challenge, and being able to open up my own companies and being an entrepreneur has been an amazing experience so far.
So, but how you came to Philippines?
Well, I was assigned here to the Philippines for the FBI. Remember, I worked for the FBI for 22 years, the Federal Bureau of Investigation. In order to rise through the ranks of the FBI, you have to compete for positions. You have to file an application and actually compete. And one of those positions that I competed for was to be the head of FBI operations in the Philippines. I competed for that position and was actually selected. So I got here, and as time progressed, I realized that there were some opportunities here to do some things. So I decided that I would work with some local partners, and we opened up some local businesses, and there we are today.
So why you decided to really settle in Philippines, and you have so many opportunities around the world?
The opportunity to make a difference in people's lives, I think, is greater here than if I had tried to do the same in the United States or Western Europe. There are opportunities to make money, but to change the way the system works and to change the way people live their lives, the opportunities are here.
So Steve, why do you really want to help Filipinos?
I don't want to use the term need help, because I really don't think that's the case, but I think there are some opportunities to collaborate with the very, very smart and good people here. We have a group of people, especially the younger ones, who are comfortable with technology and who see the value of technology to their lives. They're very, very comfortable, they're very confident in the use of technology. So the companies that I'm associated with now are very technology based. They're also very exciting because the people with whom I am working on these companies are bright people, they're well-educated people, and they see the future. They see the ability of technology to change people's lives.
Why do you think that foreigners should invest in Philippines?
English language capability, the legal system within the Philippines is much more Western than what we see in Indonesia, Malaysia, and so on. And just the way business is done. We have a lot of businesses here that are ISO certified, so they understand international standards, they understand the way things are done.
What we should do as Filipinos to really encourage also the investors to invest here?
One is what we call the rule of law. I think the Philippines needs to strengthen the ability of the courts and the legal system to resolve problems. So that if, say for example, you're a business and I'm a business, we have a business dispute, that as a foreigner I can feel confident that the courts will judge my complaints and your complaints equally. A couple of other things that I'd like to see is the ability to be licensed and practice different professions here. I think that would raise the ability of Filipinos to participate in the world marketplace much better. But the other thing that I think needs to be done is that Filipinos themselves need to market themselves better. You've got a tremendous group of people here. I think Filipinos do need to understand that they are competitive in the world marketplace.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. It was wonderful. Thank you.
Wonderful. Every success has its struggles. Every dream has its trials and tests. Listen to their stories, because if they did it, you can also be called self-made.